Hello there, it's Geoff Barton. Friday the 22nd of September. Here's your end of week ASCL briefing from all of the ASCL team. Three things. Let's talk about politics. Let's talk about parents. Let's talk about you, ASCL UK members. First of all, politics. And politics, as you all know, gets a bad press. Groucho Marx, if you're a collector of quotes, put it like this. Politics is the art of looking for trouble, finding it everywhere, diagnosing it incorrectly, and applying the wrong remedies to it. We're moving into the political season. The Lib Dems have got their conference. Munira Wilson, the education spokesperson, is speaking tomorrow at their conference in Bournemouth, and then we move into the Conservative Party conference next week and the Labour Party conference thereafter. All of which perhaps explains why education is more in the news at the moment and why today we wake up to find something certainly that hasn't been discussed with us, but is all over the papers, which is the grand idea that the Prime Minister has that we should have maths to 18. We've kind of heard this before. It's a rehashed story. And what we would say is probably A-level reform isn't the most important thing you need to do. You probably need to invest in the school estate, whether it's RAC and all the rest of the things. You probably need to help us to be able to recruit more teachers. It's more important to pay teachers more in an age when graduates are looking for other things like flexible working and the kind of things which are very hard to do in education, and therefore pay becomes more important. And if you're really looking at reform, then have a look at GCSEs and have a look at the burden of accountability. So we think that this A-level maths, baccalaureate, all of those kind of conflated stories are a bit of a distraction, but what they remind us of is it's political season, and ASCL will be at the various party conferences, both making the case for which parts of our education system we think should be left alone and which should be reformed. And you've heard us talk about that a lot before. Secondly, let's just talk about parents. There was an extraordinary report out yesterday, quite a bleak report, but actually a report that brought nuance to a subject which often doesn't get it, and that is the relationship between parents, schools and colleges, and that transaction that's always been there, the social bond between parents with their school. And what the report from Public First yesterday does is to say there are plenty of signs that that is breaking down, and it poses the challenge for what do we do in order to have it as a kind of responsibility that if you're a parent, your child needs to be in school. It's part of the essential way in which you socialise your child, etc. It's just a really interesting report, which I think brings a little bit more of an interesting focus to a debate which too often resorts to let's find more parents and let's make parents the victims of all of this, rather than actually parents being partners in the education process. And then thirdly, just to talk about you wherever you are. The view that we take here at ASCL is whether you are in Belfast or whether you're in Coleraine or whether you're in Cardiff or whether you're in Mold, North Wales, which is where my parents are from, or whether you're in Taunton or whether you're in Durham, you are paying a subscription to an organisation which is there on your behalf, fighting campaigns for you, but also there supporting you when you need it. And all the more reason that we are so proud to represent members in different parts of the UK. You have a separate newsletter if you're in Northern Ireland, separate newsletter if you're in Wales. But nevertheless, we wanted to just say thank you for what you're doing there, and to introduce our new director of ASCL Northern Ireland, John Truman. And there's a new podcast interview with him, lasts 2.5 minutes. Great guy. Have a listen to the interview with him. We are very proud that although the membership in Northern Ireland is 1% of our overall membership, actually we've got a director of Northern Ireland who is now a fully fledged member of the ASCL UK leadership group, and he's made a great impact already. There we are. Let's leave you with a final thought for the day, because we know you like thoughts for the day, or at least I delude myself that you do. Chinese proverb for you. Be not afraid of going slowly. Be afraid only of standing still. I kind of half agree with that, but I think over the weekend you probably owe it to yourself and your family to find some opportunity, either to stand or to sit or to lie down or something, to claim a bit of stillness. As ever, if you need us over the weekend, we're around. Get to us through hotline. If you simply want to tell us things, then tell us at ascl.org.uk. That, I think, was one of my more rambling messages. Doing it in a hurry. Let's leave you in peace. Get some time standing still.